Hello friends, I'm Niina and welcome to my channel. I thought that this time I could show you winter and Christmas paintings. The ones that I have here, earliest ones are maybe from 2011 era, 2013, and then some of them are from 2020s. Really, you can see the development of my painting skills. I did went to art school here in Finland between 2009 and 2011. Then I studied to be an art teacher for a while. That did not go that well. Not the studying, but teaching. And then I graduated as an illustrator around 2020. And I work still today as a freelance illustrator. These really comes from different eras and years. Alright. Here I have the first one. This is from 2012 and this one is called The Winter Bringer. I quite like the little village here, and then we have the fairy. I think this one was loosely inspired by the German legend of Frau Holle, who is the winter goddess who brings the snow and all. But just loosely, because Frau Holle looks a little different than my winter fairy. But I do like the idea how the winter fairy brings the winter and the snow to the village. This one is done with watercolors and acrylics. I hope the camera doesn't blurry the details because that's what they do sometimes. It's very pretty artwork. I like the background, the way it came out. There's blue, reds and then lots of green. So that is my painting Winter Bringer. I had my fairy era going on back then, so I did paint lots of fairies during this time. Fairies and different kinds of fantasy art. A newer production. This is from 2020. The little village where I lived, I used to work for the town council and they ordered me to paint a calendar. So I did paint a calendar with animals and some pretty landscapes. I don't have the calendar on sale if someone wonders, but I do have the individual artworks on sale. And I made this little squirrel. It's very pretty. There is lots of pink here. This was completely done with watercolors. I love to paint snowy trees. It's a skill to paint snow. I have used lots of masking fluid here. And then the squirrel, I think it could be a little better. But it's fine. Yeah, that's my winter squirrel. That's the name of the painting. This is a tiny one. It's 25/21 centimeters, so it's not a huge one. This one I did for the same calendar. So this is Winter Garden or Garden in Winter. This one is pretty cool. Here in the basket I used lots of masking fluid again. I absolutely love masking fluid. Then I have some lanterns here and berries here. I don't know if you can see them. So it's a winter garden scene. Then I have some pretty snowy flowers there as well. When you paint with watercolors, a lot of time the white background, you can just play with it, have fun with it. It becomes part of the painting. So just try to find a way to work around it. It's pretty cool. Moving on, I found this little sketch from my drawer. A little winter bird. Tilhi in Finnish, I don't know the English name. And yeah, just a little bird. I think this is from around 2011 perhaps. Sometimes from that era. Just a little sketch of a bird. Not bad. Pretty cute. These ones are Christmas card designs I made. Here are some reds. This one has some bubbles and cinnamon. And here I have some boughs and flowers. Very pretty. Also done with watercolors. I love the details. They came out really nice. And I should bring these back to production and actually turn them into Christmas cards. Here I have a nice tea tray with some Christmas balls. And then I have some cookies and bakings and some champagne there, a little sparkling. I think this actually works for New Year even better. And I made this one in university when I was studying illustration, and the assignment was like Christmas in a fancy hotel. So I had a nice tree-decked tray here. I went to university in the UK, so there were lots of these trays in the tea houses, and I think they're pretty. And yeah, so I think this works well for Christmas, but also for the New Year and just in winter season. I love the background, the way it came out. I used salt here, so you can see the salt pattern. And yeah, it's really nice looking. Little ASMR. Then I have my winter bird. It's called Winter Heart, and this is from 2012. That has been apparently a productive year. And there I have my little winter bird. You can see that my paintings now look a little different. They are a bit more detailed. These are not so bad, these older ones. I would add more shadows to here and there. I think I might add some retouches to this one at some point. But how cute is that? Inside of the heart is purple. Then I have turquoise background, and I have all these cool icy leaves here and some berries. I mean, I do like it here in Finland when winter comes, and it's like these first weeks when everything is just frost and icicles everywhere, and it looks really cool. So I think that was the inspiration behind this one. This is from 2013. This is some kind of winter geisha. I cannot remember anything behind this painting. Was there a story? Sometimes I do read fairy tales and from different parts of the world, and then I get inspired to paint them. Same with myths and legends and folk tales. So maybe there was some kind of story behind this one. I just can't remember it. But yeah, there's the winter geisha and some snowflakes. And the lights are very pastel in this one. We have pink and purple and turquoise. It's quite pretty actually. This is probably the most recent one of my winter paintings. So I wrote a book about Baltic folklore. It's a comparison between Baltic folklore and Finnish folklore. It hasn't been published yet. I just recently sent it to the publisher asking, would you like to print this? Would you like to make a book deal with me? But we'll see what they say. But I did illustrate the entire book myself. And this one is my illustration for Estonian Christmas. So I have some pine cones here, some nice cup of warm drink, some berries and jelly, more pine cones. It's very rustic, very much inspired by the time that I have spent in Estonia, sort of Estonian folklore traditions. I think this is really nice one. And I used some stickers when I made the snowflakes and the stars. And yes, this is just washi tape. I use that when I do my watercolors because I just like it to be nice and clean and don't go over the edges with the paint. I haven't removed the washi tape because it actually looks quite nice. Yeah, this one was watercolor as well, my favorite medium. And I think here also masking fluid when I was making the cones. Alright, this one I did in the university. It did not make to the last round. Assignment was to illustrate Hansel and Gretel. And this is my first version of the gingerbread house. This is actually a really nice looking house. It's very Christmassy. This is not the one that I ended up with for the final design, but I still get the illustration because this makes some really nice Christmas cards and mugs maybe. It could be used in many kind of products, in tote bags. It's actually really pretty. It's a pink house. We have some candy canes. We have marshmallow Christmas trees and candy, and it's delicious. Pretty and delicious. What do you think? Do you think it's delicious? Okay, I found these recently. These are from 2013. I was in a comic course. Very short, it's like 3 days comic course. Alright, I will read to you the whole story. There the girl is making a snowman. The snowman comes alive and the girl destroys the snowman and the snowman is down. How simple you can get. And he says, oh wumps. That's from Disney's Recess. I shamelessly took it from there. It's the same snowman. He tells about what it's like to fall in love. And this is what happens to him when he falls in love. Poor guy. I was surprised that I had so many of these. This one I have about a fairy who wakes up and she thinks it's spring. but it's not, it's autumn. Meeting with the winter fairy, and the summer fairy wakes up in the summer. Not a lot of words in this one, really. It's all about the images. Those were my comics, my comic era. 4 entire comics. Maybe I get back to them someday, who knows. Alright, I also found this from my old illustration cupboard. This, I think, is from around 2018 possibly, and this is actually a calendar. It's a base for a calendar, but I have used for painting. So we have a girl and a red bird and some snow. It's actually really cool. I painted this one with acrylics, and there's lots of really nice details. The braids look really nice. I think the girl is an elf based on the outfit. I don't remember all of these stories. She's an elf girl because of the ears, and maybe the bird is saying something to her. Then we have, darkness and snow coming from the sky. Did I say that I love to paint winter trees and snowy trees? Look at that. I love them. The shapes, everything about that. It's just pretty. And here we have some more winter trees. I have some prints available if someone wants these. That's the original one. This is also one of the more recent ones. I made this to my book. It's a book illustration to my book about Finnish folklore. This is a crow. The beak came a bit off, but I like the background. So this really tells about the origin story of crows and ravens in Finnish folklore. Crows and ravens were born from broken witch's cauldron and the different parts of a witch's spindle and spinning wheel. So I have the spinning wheel here. Then I have the stars, and I don't know if these are stars or snowflakes. Viewer can decide that. And then I have some flowers and more flowers. There's the cauldron. So yeah, that's how the crows were born. In Finnish folklore, the crows and ravens, they are connected with Alen and the underworld, which is the world of the spirits and the dead, and also often associated with winter, the moonlight. So I have all these different elements that are symbolically connected with crows. I have certain plants, certain flowers that are related to them, the spinning wheel. But I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not that happy with the crow. I should change the beak a little, make it somewhat smaller. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Then my last painting on this video. This is a larger one. I don't paint these big ones anymore with watercolors. I usually just stick with A4s, but sometimes I have gone a little bigger and used A3 watercolor papers. This is one of my winter fairies. I've had these seasons in my life when I have only painted fairies for a few years in a row, and it has happened multiple times. So I have plenty of fairy paintings. So I have an icicle fairy. This is pretty cool. So she has this icicle dress and icicle wings with all these cool colors. So there's a bit of a Northern Lights theme as well. You don't see Northern Lights, but there's all this spectre in the wings, the ice, the different colors of winter. Winter doesn't only need to be blue. Winter can be pink and green and yellow and purple, and it can have so many different shades. So it's beautiful to play with that. And she's quite pretty. She has some freckles in her face and brown eyes. But she's my ice fairy, and yeah, she's very, very nice looking fairy girl with very beautiful wings. And I love the details and all the things that are going on here. If you want to take a closer look to any of these paintings, you can check out my website, fairychamber.org. I have some prints on sale there. So that's my online gallery. Those were some of my winter paintings. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know in the comments which one you liked the most. And have a lovely winter time wherever you are. And I will see you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to know more about me, buy my artworks, books, join my mythology and folklore courses, you can visit my website at fairychamber.org. And you can also join my free newsletter to receive updates on my new projects at fairychamber.substack.com.